Welcome, and thank you for joining this guided meditation. In this session, we will practice Ānāpānasati, mindfulness of breathing, exactly as taught in the Ānāpānasati Sutta. This is the Buddha's original step-by-step meditation training, consisting of 16 stages that gradually calm the body, brighten the mind, and lead toward deep letting go and clear understanding. You do not need to force the breath or control your experience. Simply breathe naturally, stay relaxed, and follow the guidance gently, one step at a time.
Settle in now. Allow your body to become still. You may sit on a chair or sit on the floor, whichever is most comfortable for you. Let your hands rest easily. Let the shoulders soften. Let the jaw relax. Let the eyes close gently or keep them slightly open if that feels better. Take a moment to feel the simple fact that you are here, in this room, on this day, in this body. There is nowhere you need to go. There is nothing you need to fix. There is nothing you need to force. We will practice mindfulness of breathing, Ānāpānasati, exactly as a training of awareness, calm, and insight. Not by controlling the breath, not by drilling into sensations, but by knowing the breath naturally and training the mind step by step through all 16 stages. So allow the breath to breathe itself, and you simply know it. You know breathing in, you know breathing out. Let the breath be light or deep, fast or slow, smooth or uneven. Whatever it is right now is perfectly fine. Just know it and begin. Step 1. Knowing a long breath as long. Now gently notice the next in-breath. If it is a long breath, simply know this is a long in-breath. And notice the out-breath. If it is long, simply know this is a long out-breath. No need to label every breath. Just recognize it when it is clear. Long breathing is known as long. That is all. Step 2. Knowing a short breath as short. Now notice again. If the breath becomes shorter naturally, simply know this is a short in-breath. This is a short out-breath. The mind is learning something very simple: to stay with reality, to stay with what is actually happening. No forcing, no controlling, only knowing. Breathing in, you know. Breathing out, you know. Step 3. Experiencing the whole body. Now gently widen your awareness, not narrow, widen. Include the whole body in your awareness as you breathe. Feel the body sitting here, the posture, the stillness, the quiet weight of gravity. Breathing in, experience the whole body. Breathing out, experience the whole body. not as a scanning exercise, just a soft, open knowing. Your awareness becomes like a room, and the body is resting inside the room. Step 4. Calming bodily formation. Now begin to calm the bodily formation. This means you allow the body to soften. You allow tension to release. You allow tightness to melt, not by fighting it, not by making it relax, but by letting it relax. Breathing in, soften the body. Breathing out, soften the body. Relax the forehead, relax the eyes, relax the tongue, relax the neck, relax the shoulders. Let the breath and the body be friends, not opponents. If you notice tightness anywhere, do not argue with it. Just allow it to soften. Breathing in, calm the body. Breathing out, calm the body. And feel the relief of that. Now the practice deepens naturally. When the body calms, the mind begins to brighten, not through effortful concentration, but through letting go. Step 5. Experiencing joy, piti. Now allow joy to be present. This joy can be subtle. It might feel like lightness, like brightness, like a gentle inner uplift. It might feel like the mind becoming more spacious, less burdened, less heavy. You do not have to create joy. Just notice the pleasantness of calming down. Breathing in, experience joy. Breathing out, experience joy. A gentle smile may appear naturally. If it helps, allow a light smile to form. Not a forced grin, just a soft inner smile. Joy is allowed. Joy is part of the path. Step 6. Experiencing happiness, sukha. Now feel happiness. Happiness here means ease, comfort, contentment, a quiet well-being. You may feel that nothing is missing right now. You may feel safe enough to simply sit. Breathing in, experience happiness. Breathing out, experience happiness. Let it be uncomplicated. Let it be simple. Just this breath, just this moment, just this quiet sitting. Step 7. Experiencing mental formations. Now become aware of mental formations. This means notice the movement of mind, thoughts, intentions, subtle restlessness, tiny pushes and pulls of attention. You do not need to analyze them. You do not need to judge them. Just recognize them as movements in the mind. Breathing in, no mental activity. Breathing out, no mental activity. You may notice that sometimes the mind is calm, sometimes it swirls, sometimes it stays with breathing, sometimes it wanders to memory, imagination, planning. When you notice wandering, simply know, the mind moved. That recognition is already mindfulness. Step 8. Calming mental formations. Now calm mental formations. This is not suppression. It is not pushing thoughts away. It is the gentle art of not feeding them. When you notice mental activity, soften around it. Relax the resistance. Relax the involvement. Allow thoughts to fade like mist dissolving in sunlight. Breathing in, calm mental formations. Breathing out, calm mental formations. If the mind wanders, that is okay. When you notice it, gently let go. Recognize, release, relax. Smile softly, return. No violence toward the mind, no frustration. Each returning is a victory of wisdom. Each relaxing is a step toward freedom. Stay with the breath, knowing the breath, breathing in and out calmly. Now we shift into the training of mind itself. As the body and feelings settle, the mind becomes more clear, more collected, more stable. Step 9. Experiencing the mind. Now experience mind. This is not thinking about the mind. It is simply knowing this is the state of mind right now. Is the mind bright? Is it dull? Is it tight? Is it open? Breathing in, know the mind. Breathing out, know the mind. Not as a problem to fix, but as something to understand. Just like you know the weather, you know the mind. Step 10. Gladdening the mind. Now gladden the mind. If the mind is already light, simply enjoy that. If the mind feels heavy, allow some uplift. This is not excitement. It is gentle brightness, a soft smile, a friendly attitude, a warm willingness to be here. Breathing in, gladden the mind. Breathing out, gladden the mind. Let the mind become happy with simplicity. Let it become content with quietness. Nothing special is required. This moment is enough. Step 11. Collecting the mind. Now collect the mind, not by narrowing into tension, not by forcing one-pointedness, but by allowing the mind to unify naturally through ease. Breathing in, allow the mind to gather. Breathing out, allow the mind to gather. Like water settling in a clear lake, like dust falling in a quiet room. The less you interfere, the more it settles. If the mind wanders, gently release, relax, return. Over and over, the mind becomes collected by kindness and patience. Step 12. Releasing the mind. Now release the mind. This means letting go of entanglement, letting go of clinging, letting go of subtle holding. The mind does not need to hold the breath tightly. The mind does not need to grip the meditation. Let it breathe. Let it know. Let it rest. Breathing in, release the mind. Breathing out, release the mind. There is a feeling now of spaciousness, of inner quiet. Even if thoughts still arise, they pass more easily, like birds flying through a wide sky. Let them pass. Rest as awareness. Rest with the breath. Now the practice turns gently toward insight, not forced insight, not intellectual analysis, just seeing clearly what is happening and letting go more deeply. Step 13, contemplating impermanence. Now contemplate impermanence. Notice how each breath begins, changes, ends. Notice how sensations appear, move, fade. Notice how moods arise, shift, disappear. Breathing in, see impermanence. Breathing out, see impermanence. Nothing stays. Even calm states change. Even joy changes. Even stillness changes. This is not a problem. This is freedom. Because if everything changes, then nothing needs to be owned. Step 14, contemplating fading away. Now contemplate fading away. Notice how the mind naturally releases when you stop feeding craving. A thought fades when you stop grasping it. A feeling fades when you stop resisting it. A hindrance fades when you stop arguing with it. Breathing in, contemplate fading away. Breathing out, contemplate fading away. Let go and see the fading. The mind becomes less interested in distractions, less interested in tension, less interested in becoming something, more interested in peace. Step 15, contemplating cessation. Now contemplate cessation, not as an idea, but as a direct experience of ending. The out-breath ends, and for a moment there is quiet. A thought ends, and there is openness. An urge ends, and there is relief. Breathing in, contemplate cessation. Breathing out, contemplate cessation. Notice the beauty of stopping, the dignity of ending. Nothing needs to be carried. When the mind stops clinging, suffering stops too, even in small moments. Let the mind be intimate with peace. Step 16. Contemplating relinquishment. Now contemplate relinquishment. Relinquishment means letting go completely. Not pushing away, not rejecting, just not holding. Not holding the breath, not holding the body, not holding thoughts, not holding the meditation, not holding progress. Breathing in, relinquish. Breathing out, relinquish. You are training a mind that does not cling, a mind that can rest without ownership. Let everything be exactly as it is, and let it come and go. Freedom is not something you create. It is what remains when you stop grasping. Stay here, quietly, simply, breathing in, breathing out. Now, without rushing, allow the practice to soften. Feel the body sitting here. Feel the room around you. Feel the simplicity of being alive. Notice if the mind is calmer than before. Notice if the body is softer. Notice if the heart feels lighter. Whatever has happened is good. Even if the mind wandered 1,000 times, that is training. Every time you noticed, you woke up again. That is the path. Now take one deeper breath in and breathe out slowly. You may gently move your fingers, move your hands, move your shoulders, and when you are ready, open your eyes. Carry this gentle knowing into the rest of your day. As you walk, no walking. As you eat, no eating. As you speak, no speaking. Breathing in, no. Breathing out, no. And little by little, the mind learns the great art of peace.
Explanation of the guided Ānāpānasati meditation. Settle in. Before we begin the 16 steps, understand one key point. This practice is not about controlling the breath. It is not about staring at one tiny point in the body. It is not about forcing concentration. This is training mindfulness, training understanding, and training letting go. The breath is used as a natural anchor, a steady reminder that you are here. You will not do the breathing. You will simply know breathing. And whenever the mind wanders, you use a gentle reset in the TWIM spirit. You recognize that you wandered. You release what you were doing. You relax any tightness in body and mind. You smile softly. You return to the simple knowing of breathing. That rhythm, recognize, release, relax, smile, return, is the thread that runs through all 16 steps. It is not a side technique. It is how the steps become alive. You can listen to this teaching track as a separate audio before your guided sit, or you can insert small parts of it between steps while you meditate. Either way, keep it relaxed. We are not drilling down. We are not forcing. We are learning the skill of knowing and the art of softening. Steeds Prius 1T4, training with the body. Step 1 is the simplest possible mindfulness training. The instruction is, breathing in long, I know I breathe in long. Breathing out long, I know I breathe out long. In practice, this means you notice the quality of the breath when it is obvious. If the in-breath is naturally long, you recognize long. If the out-breath is naturally long, you recognize long. You do not make it long. You do not adjust it. Do not try to label every single breath. Simply know what is happening when it is clear. This step teaches you how to stay in the present without thinking about the present. You are building the habit of direct knowing. And when the mind wanders into planning, memory, commentary, or analysis, you do not get annoyed. Wandering is normal. You recognize that you wandered. You release the story. You relax any tightness that came with it. You smile softly, and you return to knowing the breath. Long is known as long. That is all. Step 2 uses the same skill and deepens honesty. The instruction is, breathing in short, I know I breathe in short. Breathing out short, I know I breathe out short. In practice, if the breath becomes naturally shorter, you simply know short. You do not treat short breathing as a mistake. Short breathing does not mean you are doing it wrong. It simply means this is what the body is doing right now. This step trains you to stop arguing with reality. You are not trying to produce a certain breath. You are learning to recognize what is already here. And again, if the mind wanders, you do not fight the mind. You apply the gentle reset. Recognize the wandering. Release it. Relax. Smile. Return. Knowing is enough. Step 3 is where many meditators accidentally turn gentle practice into a hunt. The instruction is, I shall breathe in experiencing the whole body. I shall breathe out experiencing the whole body. Whole body does not mean you must search for tiny sensations. It does not mean scanning. It does not mean pushing attention into the nostrils or drilling into the belly. In this approach, it means that awareness opens up. In practice, you keep knowing the breath, but you also know the body sitting here. You are aware of posture, stillness, pressure, weight, warmth, and the general sense of being embodied. The breath happens inside a larger field of awareness. The breath is like a candle flame, and the whole body is like the room the candle is in. You stay gently aware of both, without tension. If you notice you have narrowed into strain, you soften and widen again. If you notice you have drifted into thought, you use the reset and return to simple knowing. Step 4 is the master key, and the first strong expression of letting go. The instruction is, I shall breathe in calming bodily formation. I shall breathe out calming bodily formation. Bodily formation here means the body as breathing process and the body as tension patterns. Calming it means you soften tightness and allow the breathing to become more settled, not by manipulating it, but by relaxing around it. In practice, this step is done by friendliness. Breathing in, you notice where the body is holding. Breathing out, you soften that holding. You might relax the forehead, ungrip the eyes, unclench the jaw, soften the neck, let the shoulders drop, release the belly, and let the hands be heavy. If tension is present, you do not punish it. You do not argue with it. You relax the reaction to it. When you relax bodily formation again and again, the mind calms by itself, because the mind and body are linked. And if the mind wanders, you do not yank it back. You relax the tightness of the wandering, smile, and return. St. Svifal 5T or 8. Training. With feelings. Step 5 is, I shall breathe in experiencing joy. I shall breathe out experiencing joy. In the TWIM spirit, joy is not something you force. It is not a party. It is uplift. Often it is subtle. It may feel like lightness in the chest, brightness in the mind, a gentle sense of relief, or a soft inner smile that appears on its own. In practice, you allow the meditation to become friendly. You soften the inner critic. You relax the seriousness. If a small smile helps lift the mind, you allow it, gently, without turning it into effort. If joy does not arise yet, nothing is wrong. You keep relaxing. Joy often arrives as a byproduct of letting go. And when joy is present, you do not cling to it or chase it. You simply recognize, joy is here. And you continue knowing the breath within that pleasant tone. Step 6 is, I shall breathe in experiencing happiness. I shall breathe out experiencing happiness. This happiness, sukha, is not pleasure-seeking. It is ease, comfort, contentment, and quiet well-being. It is the feeling that for this moment, nothing needs to be added. The mind is safe enough to be simple. In practice, when you notice ease, you let it spread gently through the body, like warmth moving through cold hands. You allow the mind to enjoy being uncomplicated. You stop demanding progress. Happiness grows when you stop insisting on more. If distraction appears, you treat it kindly. Recognize it. Release it. Relax the tightness. Smile softly. Return. The ease becomes the fuel that makes practice sustainable and calm. Step 7 is, I shall breathe in experiencing mental formations. I shall breathe out experiencing mental formations. Mental formations are the movements and patterns of mind. They include thought streams, intentions, subtle restlessness, planning, remembering, evaluating, and the little impulses to adjust, fix, or control experience. In practice, you are not trying to destroy thoughts. You are training to understand them. So you notice the mind is moving. You begin to feel the flavor of those movements. Are they tight? Are they restless? Are they craving? Are they resisting? This step reveals that distraction is not random. Distraction has a texture. Often it carries craving or aversion. You learn to recognize that texture without judging it and without turning it into a problem. Step 8 is, I shall breathe in calming mental formations. I shall breathe out calming mental formations. This is the art of tranquilizing the mind without suppression. Calming mental formations does not mean blocking thinking. It means you stop feeding the mindless movements with tension, interest, and struggle. In practice, when thoughts arise, you do not argue with them, follow them, fear them, or tighten against them. You soften. You relax the body reaction. Relax the urge to fix the thought. You relax the story. You smile. Then you return to knowing the breath. Each time you do this, the mind learns a deep lesson. I can let go without losing anything important. That is freedom training. Over time, thoughts still appear, but they have less glue. They pass through more easily. Steps 9, 2, 12. Training with the mind. Sutta. Step 9 is, I shall breathe in experiencing the mind. I shall breathe out experiencing the mind. Now your object is not the content of thought, but the state of mind itself. You are noticing the mood and condition of awareness. Is the mind bright or dull? Is it contracted or spacious? Is it tense or relaxed? Is it peaceful or restless? In practice, this is like checking the weather. You are not blaming the sky for clouds. You are simply noticing conditions. This prevents unconscious drifting because you catch states early. When you recognize the mind is tight, you soften. When you recognize the mind is dull, you gently brighten. You keep it simple. Know the mind as mind, and then return to the breath with ease. Step 10 is, I shall breathe in gladdening the mind. I shall breathe out gladdening the mind. This is an essential skill. You learn to brighten the mind without craving. Gladdening does not mean hyping yourself up. It means lifting heaviness gently, bringing in friendliness, and letting the mind feel encouraged rather than pressured. In practice, if the mind feels gray or tired, you add a small uplift, a soft smile, a gentle appreciation that you are practicing, a simple sense of goodness. If the mind is already bright, you simply allow that brightness to be there. If you notice tight effort, you soften it. If you notice slumping dullness, you brighten gently. Gladdening is the middle way between forcing and collapsing. Step 11 is, I shall breathe in collecting the mind. Shall breathe out collecting the mind. Cohepting means the mind becomes unified and steady. In this style, it does not happen through pressure. It happens through repetition without tension. When the mind is relaxed, glad, and not fighting, it naturally stops jumping so much. In practice, collecting is the result of returning, again and again, with kindness. Each time you notice distraction, you apply the reset and return to knowing breathing. You do not rush. You do not scold yourself. Over time, the mind gathers, like muddy water becoming clear when left undisturbed. The breath becomes a home base, and the mind rests there more often. Not because you force it, but because it feels good to be simple. Step 12 is, I shall breathe in releasing the mind. I shall breathe out releasing the mind. This step is subtle and deep. Even common collected states can become a trap if you cling to them. Releasing the mind means you practice non-ownership. You do not grip the breath. You do not grip the calm. You do not grip the joy. You do not grip the identity of being someone who meditates well. In practice, releasing feels like openness. Awareness remains present, but the grasping softens. Thoughts can arise in space and fade in space. Sounds can appear and vanish without becoming an argument. The mind learns to be free inside experience, not free from experience. If you notice you are holding tightly, you soften the holding and return to gentle knowing. Steps 13-16. Training with insight. Step 13 is, I shall breathe in contemplating impermanence. I shall breathe out contemplating impermanence. Here insight becomes natural. Impermanence is not a philosophy. It is a direct seeing of change. Breath changes. Sensations change. Joy changes. Calm changes. Everything conditioned arises and passes. In practice, you simply start noticing beginnings, middles, and endings. The in-breath begins, develops, ends. The out-breath begins, develops, ends. A thought begins, moves, ends. A sensation flickers, shifts, disappears. You do not chase any of it. You just know. This is the nature of conditioned experience. That knowing loosens attachment because the mind starts to feel, at a deep level, that there is nothing stable to cling to. Step 14 is, I shall breathe in contemplating fading away. I shall breathe out contemplating fading away. Fading away is what you see when you stop interfering. When craving is not fed, it fades. When aversion is not fed, it fades. When restlessness is not fed, it fades. This step builds trust in the natural self-releasing nature of phenomena. In practice, when something arises, you do not grab it and you do not fight it. You relax. You soften the body. You smile. Then you watch. If you do not add fuel, the thing fades on its own. This is a major shift. You stop believing you must control experience in order to be okay. You learn that letting go is enough, and the mind begins to prefer the simplicity of not feeding. Step 15 is, I shall breathe in contemplating cessation. I shall breathe out contemplating cessation. Cessation means ending, not annihilation, not blankness. It is the quiet stopping of a thing. The mind becomes interested in the peace that is already inside endings. In practice, you stop rushing past endings. The out-breath ends, and there is a tiny moment of quiet. A thought ends, and there is openness. An urge ends, and there is relief. You notice these small cessations again and again. You let the mind become intimate with that relief. This trains the mind away from the habit of always wanting more and toward the peace of enough. Step 16 is, I shall breathe in contemplating relinquishment. I shall breathe out contemplating relinquishment. Relinquishment is complete letting go, not rejecting life and not pushing the world away. It means releasing ownership, not my breath, not my calm, not my meditation, not my progress. Just phenomena arising and passing, with awareness knowing. In practice, you practice dropping grasping at every level. You drop grasping at distractions by releasing and relaxing. You drop grasping at calm by not clinging. You drop grasping at special states by letting them come and go. You even drop grasping at the role of being a meditator. You sit with gentle dignity, letting everything move through. And as ownership fades, freedom becomes more obvious, because it was never created, it was uncovered. How all 16 steps work together. The 16 steps are not 16 separate techniques. They are one unfolding path. First, you learn to know breathing. Then you learn to relax the body. Then you allow joy and ease to arise. Then you learn to notice and calm distractions. Then the mind becomes bright, collected, and released. Then insight arises naturally. Impermanence, fading, cessation, and relinquishment. And throughout all of it, the essential attitude stays the same. Gentle, patient, interested. Not controlling, not fighting, just knowing, softening, letting go, and returning. A breath is simply the home base that keeps showing you, again and again, that peace is possible when you stop grasping.